Hello and welcome. I just thought I'd put a video together just whilst I'm away, just to answer some questions that I get asked a lot during my intro meetings. So the first question is always, people ask, what is my ceremony style? And I guess I would have to say that I always say that I'm very relaxed standing up in front of all of your guests. I love presenting the ceremony and I feel very relaxed. My style, I would say overall, is pretty warm, friendly, and light-hearted. So I love to find a few jokes, you know, within the ceremony structure, but it's not sort of me up there telling all the celebrant jokes or being a stand-up comedian. It's really more about me finding the humour between you guys, and I do that through the questionnaires that you send me and the meetings that we have down the track. I think it's really important that a ceremony is a bit of an emotional roller coaster. I always say that that's important, and what I mean by that is that there should be some laughter and there should be some moments where you're like, oh, that's so beautiful, and you know, maybe a tear or two. That's what I think is a really good structure and sort of style for a ceremony. Okay, so if you decide to go ahead and book after this catch up or down the track, it's pretty simple. And like I must say that 2022 is selling out. So if you've been told that this date is still free, you jump in if you decide that that's what you want to do. 2023 is also booking out on all of the key dates, but there are still, you know, a few gaps there. But it's pretty simple. We would send you a document, which is the agreement, and also outlines everything you need to know and all the meetings and everything that's included. And following that, you would pay a $300 deposit into my account. So once I get the returned agreement and the $300 in my account, then we will hold that date for you and set up a file and send you out the wedding kit. Which is actually on my website. You'll see it at the top bar, but that will we'll give you a password for that, and in there there's everything you know, there's heaps of info if you want to start planning your ceremony or thinking about some of the structure. You don't have to, but some people really love deep diving into all that stuff on the website, and you know, writing their wedding vows and doing their questionnaires and things like that. Okay, so I've been a celebrant for since 2015, full time. I lost count at how many weddings I've done, but I still sort of stopped counting at around 200, so probably 300 or 400, from tiny elopements to, you know, lots of big weddings, which I love. I love them all, really. I've seen all sorts of things happen, from one of my great weddings, which sounds really strange, all my brides will find this strange, is when a bride she fell over coming down the aisle, and she got the giggles. It was a terribly wet day. It was one of these crazy weather days, and there was water where she was coming in. We were sort of tucked away somewhere underneath a canopy, and yeah, she tripped, fell over. Worse, you know, obviously no one can imagine anything much worse than that. But she got the giggles, I got the giggles, everyone got the giggles, and it was one of the most fun, vibrant, alive, energetic ceremonies, and everybody came up to me afterwards and said, you know, you really handled that well, because it went from like disaster to lots of fun. That reminds me of another wedding not that long ago, maybe 6 months ago, where I kind of asked, you know, who's got the rings, and the groom just looked at me and went, I forgot, like one job I forgot. And I, again, you know, it's just about thinking quickly on your feet. So I said, you know, that's really good, because there's this amazing, lucky thing that can happen at a wedding, and it happens very rarely. And that is that if you don't have the rings that you're going to be wearing forever, if you can choose a couple from your crowd who you know have a wonderful marriage, and we can borrow their rings, it's unbelievably lucky. So I said, can you think of someone? And he said, yeah, okay. And he chose someone from the guest list, and those people brought the rings up, and everyone just cheered, and it was awesome. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that things will go wrong on your wedding, and hopefully it's not in your ceremony, and they don't happen very often, but something won't be perfect. And it is very hard there's so many hundreds of elements on your day, and it's important that that you're kind of okay with that in advance, because then you can just go with the flow. The important thing is to set up, to choose the things that are important to you. So photography is really important. Choose a great photographer. If food and wine is important, we're in Melbourne, so I'm assuming food and wine will be important to you. Choose a great venue where they have good food and wine, and put your budget into those things that are important. To me, obviously the words and the things that you say to each other and the vibe that you create at the beginning of the day is important. And that's why I think a good celebrant is really important, rather than someone who's going to, bore everyone, or, you're going to start your day off boring all of your family and friends, start your marriage off boring all of your family and friends. I don't think so. So that's me. I've told you a little bit about my style, how to book, some of the things that I've seen go wrong at a wedding. If you would like to chat to me further, you can wait till I'm back, because I'm away at the moment, and that's absolutely fine. If you want to secure your date, come back on this email and just let my assistant know, and she will tell you all the steps on how to book that in. Oh, I didn't say in the booking, you pay the $300 deposit, the balance is due 1 month before the wedding. I hope that's covered everything. I've just thrown this together. I'm sure you'll have more questions. You can send them through. Thank you so much. I can't wait to marry you.